Today we're going to Mexico to make something called pulled pork carnitas. And carnitas literally means little meats in Spanish. That's right. So we're going to the state of Michoacan to make these pork carnitas with jackfruit and a whole lot of fixins to go into your belly. It's one of the most popular street foods in all of Mexico, and now we've veganized it so you can make a complete plant-based version for yourselves at home. You can make it smokier, hotter, spicier, or more mild to customize to your particular tastes. So for your pulled pork, you want to make sure you have young jackfruit in brine, and we want to make sure that we take out the seeds as well as the really stalky center part. So I'm gonna be discarding that because it's too tough. And then I'll be keeping this meat here. So you just wanna kind of think about what we're trying to make the illusion or the look of pulled pork. So I'm just gonna be kind of squeezing this with my hands to make that look like it's meat. So again, these center stalks and also the seeds, we're gonna be getting rid of. Some people don't mind them, but they just don't look visually, of course, like pork. So that's why we're gonna get rid of them. And then once I finish all of this, I'll be tossing it with our barbecue sauce, which has been mixed with vegetable oil and our cumin, and then of course the pork seasoning, which is what really makes this taste like pork. So after you have all of your seeds and stems removed, I do recommend getting a nut milk bag or a dry, clean tea towel and just trying to wring out any last liquid, because while the jackfruit is quite wet and hydrated, we want to make sure we get any extra liquid out of there because we want it to absorb all those wonderful flavors from our marinade. And if it's still too watery, it's not going to absorb. So just want to drain it out as much as you can. So my tea towel is a little bit more wet, so I'm just going to pop this back in here. And that way, all of that wonderful smoky goodness for our pork will be onto our jackfruit. So now just go ahead, give all these things a nice little mix here. Oh, and there's our timer for our fan bake 170 Celsius forced, ready going off. So now we know it's the exact temperature for us. Just coat all that. Look at that gorgeous color. Already looks pulled porky to me. Give this a nice blend. And then you can use either baking or parchment paper or a silicone mat lined sheet. And you want to spread this out in a nice thin layer so it bakes evenly. And it will take you, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. I would set your timer for 15 minutes. Watch it, because you don't want to burn this. Sometimes your ovens run hot. And if it gets too dark and crispy, it'll start to have that burn flavor, which we don't want. So you want it to get dark brown, but you definitely do not want it to be crispy and black. Now we've taken our pulled pork jackfruit out of the oven, and look at that gorgeous color. See, we get some nice crisping here, but it's not too burned and not too dark. And now it's ready for us to use in our carnitas. So now we're just going to create our carnitas. You can do these closed or open-faced. I'm actually going to do 3 little open-faced ones because I want to show you all the elements. But you can do them any way you like. Of course, here we have our pulled pork from jackfruit. Here I have our crema. I'm going to put the crema on the bottom. This is the coriander crema. I like a good bunch of this on the bottom. And then we have our pickled onions. And I have some garnish of some more coriander or cilantro and some more lime wedges. Whoops. I'm going to load this up here. Good amount of jackfruit. These pickles are so fantastic, the pickled onions. These are pickled purple onions, but you can use white ones as well. And then I'm just going to create a little more color here. And some cilantro on top.